let's talk about the fine line between audio science and personal taste. What's up guys, I'm James Bainey from Parts Express, and I recently attended the 2025 Speaker Design Competition. It was an incredible opportunity to meet the builders and audio enthusiasts who brought amazing projects to the event. I asked them, where did they draw the line between technical science and personal preference? And they had some great things to say. Let's check out some of their answers.
I think there's very few audio facts really, because there's some facts about things you know that are just not gonna get a good result, but I think the thing that people discount about audio is how fast the connection between your ear and your brain is, and how good your ears are, and as a result, you can hear below the noise floor of a CD, which is 96 dB of dynamic range, which is just a useless amount of information, but our ears are the first thing that tells us, like, hey, you're being pursued by a tiger. You want to know, is the tiger behind me?
What direction is he coming
from? The reflections off the trees, how close is it? And so our ears are beautifully adapted to get you that information so fast.
What is fact about audio? Audio is influenced by everything in the room, whether you realize it or not. And the people that spend all of their time trying to make their room perfect are tailoring it to their taste.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were speaking earlier about, is it subjective, is it objective when we're listening to the different speakers and then being judged? Like, are there flaws? Are there universally respected flaws and positive components?
I'm gonna run again the same comparison with food. How much is too spicy? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like my spiciness level is 1, 0. And yeah, that's good for me. So I think there is a wide range.
The fact is, it all boils down to taste. The numbers don't tell it all. Something can measure very poorly and still be very enjoyable, and the other way around.
You can listen a ton of other people's projects, and for them in their home and their rooms and everything, those speakers are probably perfect. And for you, maybe this is too harsh or whatever. So you can't be judgmental about what you're listening. Like, you have to understand. That's how I see.
There's no fact in generally what frequency response or what sound signature everyone's gonna like, and maybe that comes down to taste. It's almost fact that a neutral, flat on-axis frequency response is what's preferred by the general public. So that's as close to fact as we can get subjectively, but taste is still something that comes down to personal preference, I think.
We all, like you say, we all have our own taste, but there is something that most people might agree on. Distortion is bad.
Yes.
Especially odd order distortion.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pursuing something that should appeal to most people.
And would you say that's a flat frequency response all the time?
No.
Yeah.
No, but something approaching. You can obsess over one dimension, or
That's right.
one specification.
That's why House EQ curves exist.
Exactly. Yeah.
What I learned during this journey building amplifiers and all that stuff is that the very beginning and the very end of the chain are like the most important thing. If you're playing guitar and you are good with your hands, you can make a good guitar work. And you need a good microphone anyway. So the microphone and the guitar and your hands, that first link is very important. And the speaker on the other end is even more important than the amplifier. You can have a crappy transistor amplifier, but a good speaker and good hands, you're done.
Yeah, and the other thing is, there's my taste went from monopolar when I first started, and then I went wider and wider. Had from the first Bose 901s, which were the direct reflecting speakers, then EPI towers, which were fully omnidirectional. And I've worked my way to control directivity horns. So over time I went from normal to real wide, or semi-wide to real wide, and back to narrow. So I think I've found my home, because all my last speakers have been more in your face or more directivity and take more of the room out. So I'm getting more direct sound than indirect sound, which to me, you'll get more detail in the long run by that. Even if your room isn't treated, controlled directivity speaker aimed right can protect you from a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I take a lot of measurements, but I also understand how to interpret them. I think when you first start, when you really don't know what you're doing, you're looking for that straight line all the way flat across. And that's not necessarily ideal because you have to take into consideration off-axis response and what it's doing in the room. And the room itself plays a big portion of your sound.
Yeah, I think for instance, when I'm working on a crossover, I'm not necessarily trying to get the perfect sound, the perfect imaging. What I'm trying to do is listen to it and eliminate problems. You listen to James Taylor, his voice gets a little shrill here. Well, take a sweep, what's that doing? I gotta reduce that a little bit. So I'm constantly trying to fix problems. When I can get rid of the problems to the point where they're mostly gone, that's kind of where I stop because I don't know how to do anything else, but that's sort of how I approach it.
At the end of the day, great sound comes from a mix of solid fundamentals and personal preference. As long as you clear the basics, it's really about the details and what sounds best to you. Most importantly, dive in, build, and learn along the way. Thanks for watching, and make sure to send us your own projects. We can't wait to see what you're creating.